microphone. Yes, there is the microphone. Hello. Hello, everyone, those Raymond fans. ELR 360 Live Sunday. My Instagram would not let me join live, so I had to restart. I had to do a restart. Hello, welcome, fans of Everybody Loves Raymond. I hope you can hear me. It's good to be back. I have been traveling a lot, and so I am now seated where I usually am. Hello, Noah in Toronto. Gil, the always reliable Gil. Good morning, good day. Do you say morning in Australia? Lee, is that what you say? I don't know. I've never been, and I would like to go someday. I know Everyone's Raymond is big. Hello, Teresa in Chicago. I was with a bunch of people from Chicago last night they have moved here a while ago, but we were talking about Portillo's hot dogs as well as the Italian beef. Wie geht's, Deutschland? Or let's see, it's Guten Abend, I would say, there. Hi, Tom. I've seen you on an episode when Robert got married, part 1. Yes, I am in the background taking photos of that. So I posted, welcome everybody. Welcome Canada. Hello, Karen. Hello, Karen. Karen in England. The other Karen in England. Hello, United Kingdom. Hello, Australia. Hello, Oregon Coast. Hello, Jackie from the Oregon Coast. We had a conversation last night about my friend from Chicago who was pronouncing it Oregon, which for those of you in Germany, you wouldn't know, but there's arguments about how to pronounce certain places here in the United States, like New Orleans is New Orleans, etc. Yes, excellent hot dogs, Teresa. One down the street from me. Portillo's Hot Dogs, for those of you that have never had the luxury of going to Chicago or Portillo's. It's a hot dog, and Teresa, I don't know if you can write fast enough, and I should have done research. I wasn't even thinking that I would bring this up. But it is a delicious hot dog, and it has, I think, a pickle on it and a few other things. And I was surprised because you go there to that place for the Italian beef, among many other things. So I have been traveling. I posted a screen grab of a video, which I made. I had a business meeting out in Long Island. And so I said, let me see how far away the exterior, the actual homes of Ray and Debra are from where I have to go. And they weren't very far. And so I built that into my trip, and I made a quick stop, and I will play that video momentarily. And just to refresh for everybody, this is Tom Caltabiano. I was a writer on Everyone's Raymond for all 9 seasons, and I took a lot of behind-the-scenes photos, about 30,000 behind-the-scenes photos, and I also have all of the scripts from the wardrobe department for every episode, all 209 episodes. It's 210, but one of them was a clip show, which is not a production show. So there would be no new wardrobe scripts for that. And also I have the prop scripts for that. So today I will be holding up a script from the wardrobe inside from Marie and Frank's New Friends, a mystery which I helped solve along with the help of you guys. Special shout out to Donnell and everybody else who chimed in with the episode. And as a matter of fact, maybe I'll hold that up now before I play the video. So just to be clear, because I sometimes feel, so everything that I photograph within reason, 99.999% of the things that I shot on Everyone's Raymond was with film. And this, for example, is what I don't think you can get them made anymore, is a proof sheet. This is an easy one to identify. And I think that might be Jeff Garland's mother with Brad Garrett there. But this is a proof sheet. So when I was making the book, we made a book called Everyone's Raymond, Our Family Album. On the back of every proof sheet had to be written what it was so that we could go back to the negatives and be very organized, because ultimately all of the negatives had to be sent to China where the book was printed. Every once in a while, so you can see there's the dates that we scanned it, who scanned it by whom, was it scanned, right? So you see initials there, etc., and which negatives had been scanned on this proof sheet, which I've posted some of those. Those are shot in a park in North Hollywood or Burbank for the Super Bowl promo, which actually ended up being the opening of Eros Raymond for a while. So when I pull that out, I go, okay, Super Bowl promo, and I know where to find it. This one photo which I posted of, let's see if I can get a close-up there, of Patty with the kids. It's kind of there-ish. Didn't give me a lot of clues, and then, thanks to your help, it was pinned down because of Madeline's braids and Patty's outfit, although it's black and white, which makes it harder to identify. It was that episode, but the curtain call is always at the end of the show. And when Ray introduces the cast at the beginning of the show, they come out. So, playing my wife, Debra, Patricia Heaton. Patty runs out, waves to the audience, and then goes. And the reason for that is they want to start the filming as quickly as possible because it's a live audience. And they don't want the live audience to be sitting there for 5 hours and get tired, and then the actors don't hear laughs, and it's this steamrolling effect of badness. So that threw me a little because it was Marie and Frank's new friends, but the outfits that they're wearing for that curtain call are from the first scene and not the last scene. And we've never, ever, ever, as far as I remember, done a curtain call or assembled the cast before we started, other than the finale. The finale, we had a delay because Patty lost her voice. So then I went back in. It was only the picture that I posted was just labeled cast photo. So I didn't know what episode it was. We found out what episode it was. And then the clue was there's one photo that's right there. And again, I posted it, and I apologize because it's not clear here because I can't really zoom in. But that photo right there shows a presentation and a little bit more research. The chances are it was the presentation of the Viewers for Quality Television Award. The Viewers for Quality Television, whatever they were, society would give out an award every year, and Eros Raymond did very well. As you fans of the show know, that it's quality television. It's not, there's no swearing, although maybe AIS would qualify as that. And so that's my most reasonable guess because I think the awards were announced in January, and that filming was February 14th, 2000. So until I find out more information, that is what I'm going to go with. Okay, back to the exterior of the show. So for those of you that have been watching Eros Raymond for 25 years, Ray and Debra's house and Frank and Marie's house is very familiar to you, and it does feel like they live there. So that exterior was randomly picked. I don't even know if Phil, I'm sure had to approve it, but he wasn't thinking, I'm sure, when he wrote the pilot, or Ray, when they were talking, describe the house other than modest house on Long Island. So that house became the exterior, just like for those of you that know the Brady Bunch house, which is right in Los Angeles. You can drive by it, and in fact, they did something to the Brady Bunch house, which I've never heard of, which is they bought the house, I think it was Home Garden Network, bought the house and then gutted the house and made the inside of the house match the set. So those of you that are huge fans and pay attention to details might be like, they come in the front door and then the garage is here. So some of the geography might not jive with what's happening on stage. And so the reason for that is when they were doing the set, there's not necessarily a planning session where they go, okay, let's match 100% what we see on the exterior. So having said all that, the exterior is in Long Island. They're real homes. Frank and Marie's house is right across the street. So when I drove out to find it, I thought, oh, this is going to be very interesting because even though we all know it's a TV show, and sometimes I read these comments where people are saying, it's only a TV show. We all know it's a TV show, but they're very real to us. Lucy and Ricky are a very real couple. They were a real couple, but they feel very real, especially because they've been coming into your living room for so long. So even for me, working on the show and being on the soundstage, it feels very much like a real family. And when you drive by, you're expecting, Frank to come out the front door and tell you to get off his lawn. And you feel like if you knocked on the door of Ray and Debra's, maybe Ray or Debra would come out. So it was exciting to me to track it down. And as far as I know, so let me see if I have the videos here. As far as I know, nobody that I know that worked on the show ever went to this location. And there was no need for them to go to this location. So let's see. Here we go. All right. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the United States, Long Island is east of New York, and it's portions of it are very perfectly laid out, planned communities, especially, I believe, after World War II. It was really built up. So it would make sense. And again, I've talked about this in the past. In real life, Ray Romano is from Queens, but CBS thought, it's going to be too city-like, too urban. Let's set it in Long Island. So Long Island is a little bit more suburban, especially than Queens, which is, for those of you from Queens, it is a great place, a melting pot of all different cultures. And ironically, Kevin James, who is from Long Island, lived on Long Island, was set in Queens. So he became the king of Queens, and Ray, who was from Queens, was set in Long Island. So there you go. All right, let me show this video. It's a very short video, but I have a lot of photos, which I will post, and I'll post this video. Let me see if I can get it to play without 9 warnings coming up. Right. Okay, we are in the town of Merrick, coming up on what the facade was of Ray and Debra's house. And I think that is it. Oh, wow, it has a different side. There's Frank and Marie's, and there is Ray and Debra. So there's Frank and Marie's, and there's Ray and Debra's. Did they put an addition? It is still kind of yellow. People, there we go. There we go. Okay, scintillating narration by me, but it was very bizarre to drive up on it. So there you go. That's the house. That's a still photo that I took, and it looks, other than some of the foliage changing, it looks pretty identical. And I would advise, if anybody goes there, don't knock on the door. I did not even. I thought maybe if I am out there with Ray, I would knock on the door, because then it's always good if you're going to bother somebody to have a famous person with you. So that's me standing in front. There you go, standing in front of Ray and Debra's house. And now let's see. Here is just standing. Here we go. All right, there is Ray and Debra's house, as you can see, and then Frank and Marie's house is right there, diagonally across the street, and it's kind of it's a pretty idyllic little neighborhood here. So there, I just, the funny thing is, when I was walking there, a woman saw me, and I was taking a picture of Frank and Marie's house, and clearly she's never seen Ever's Raymond, because she says, "Are you looking for the Everyone Loves Raymond house?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "Well, it's not that one. It's the one over there." So clearly she did not know that Frank and Marie lived across the street. And here I am standing in front of Frank and Marie's house, a nice little house. So there you go. And ironically, here's another one. There I am. Hopefully I'm not wearing the same outfit. No, there we go. There is Frank and Marie's. I'll post some of these photos again. It looks like a picture. It was late in the day, so the sun, it was perfect for photography. There you go. Frank and Marie's house on Long Island. And I remembered Ray did a guest spot on Kevin Can Wait, and I went out to help, and they shot that show in Bethpage, Long Island, which is not that far. And I never thought of going. I don't even think I knew where the house was at that point, the exteriors. But if I am on Long Island again with Raymond, I will see if I can convince him to drive by, and hopefully will. All right, let me answer a few questions. Hello, Kimmy Poo from Everybody Loves Raymond. How are you? Yes, the houses look the same. I didn't remember Frank and Marie's had that garage, and I should, because I have seen the show. It's very, the Brady Bunch house is here. It's in Hollywood. People know it's in Studio City. People know about it, so I'm assuming, and I think they had put fences. The people that lived there put up fences, and before the internet became a thing, I don't think it was visited that much, but I think last time I drove by, there was like a guard parked in front. Yes. So if they lived across the street, why did it appear they came in the back door of Ray's house? It's funny because whatever entrance helped us comedically, there was the kitchen entrance and then the front door entrance, which would have been rotated a little bit. So whatever served the story best, that's which entrance they used. Exterior and matching the interior at all don't count. Yes. So sorry, I should read this out loud because the exterior not matching the interior. Yeah. So they didn't, when a show gets put on the air, first of all, Everett Raymond was a presentation pilot. There wasn't a lot of money. So it's not like a Quentin Tarantino movie where he's going to plan everything and so much has to be correct. For example, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's no anachronisms or anything. For Everett Raymond, it's like, okay, we have this presentation pilot. We have a set that we can borrow from a little bit from All in the Family, something from someone else. We won't spend a lot of money. And then maybe afterwards, they find the exterior shot. So it's such a, I don't want to say haphazard, but we used to say in the writer's room, if people are paying attention to that, then we have a very boring show. So I know for some people who are sticklers for detail, it probably drives them crazy. But, oh yes, there we go. I get it, but it drives me crazy. That's the exact same thing, yes. When the houses get chosen, do you need permission from the owners to use their house? I think so. That is an excellent question. And I will ask somebody who knows what they are talking about and see if I can give you that answer. Robert's apartment, yeah, you know what? That's a great one also. I don't know where the exterior of Robert's apartment was on the show, where they established it. I'll see if I can find that. That would be a very, very good thing to answer. Okay, now, moving on to the inside of a wardrobe script. Let's see. Marie and Frank's new friends. A lot of comments about Debra's red outfit. And it's funny, someone asked about taking black and white photos. Brad Garrett loves black and white photos. And I would take pictures and he would say, Tommy, you got any black and white? And I say, well, Brad, I can make everything black and white, but I think Brad is a little bit of a purist, so it almost feels like you're faking it if you desaturate and get rid of the color. So I would often take black and white. It's a different quality. Mostly I shot in color, but when I was shooting the panoramic film cameras that you've seen, they are, it's called... the reason I'm hesitating is it's a German camera called a Noblex that I shot for the last 2 weeks of the show. And I shot Ilford 3200 black and white. For photo buffs, that will be interesting. For the rest of you, it's a good time to practice your yawning. Okay. Let's see. I'm scrolling back for some questions. Here we go. Yes, Full House, yes. Okay, Donnell, yes, you can see them on Google Maps. San Francisco gets visited. Full House is in San Francisco. Interesting. I think there was another famous front. Was it Bosom Buddies or something up on a hill? I can't remember. The Cunningham House is in Hollywood also. Reunion with Kevin James only appears on Ray. Yes. All right. Now, for those of you just joining, here we go. Here is a binder that has almost no markings. It's a mysterious-looking binder. I can't even read that. And again, everything is backwards. So if you were watching my video and you're like, wait a minute, the houses are on the wrong side, it's because everything is flipped on Instagram. So here we go. Marie and Frank's new friends. Usually you would see Everose Raymond, you can kind of see it peeking through the piece of paper, but that is the wardrobe department's chart to keep track of the characters and their wardrobe changes. So it looks like there's a decent amount of wardrobe changes. Every once in a while, I think we've talked about in the past. Some shows have 0 wardrobe changes. They're in the same outfit from beginning to end. Not many, but this one does have many wardrobe changes. So here we go. Again, I'll post these pictures because they're all backwards. And it's, you know, the entire week of shooting, which for us became 4 days. So Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, we would shoot the show. And usually Wednesday morning, or Thursday, we would have a table read. Okay, here we go. Starting off with our friend Raymond. Again, these are Polaroids saved from the dumpster. There's Raymond, and that's the first scene, the burning of the, that is the director's beard. I recognize his beard. Zuckerman. Raymond in the background. And again, notes for everything, every detail. A jacket that is just hung up has to be noted. They would do this in case there's ever a shot that has to be reshot. They needed to know. So here we go. Here's a picture of Raymond, shirt off. That is me in the foreground with a yellow script tucked into my pants. There you go. And I hit pants for comedy. Raymond. Raymond again, getting touched up between scenes, and you can see that's Brad Garrett's arm with the cane because he had been gored by bull. Oh, okay. Here is a gem of a photo. Here is the Patricia Heaton outfit. Now, I don't know that much about women's style. Let me see if I can read some of these notes. And again, I will post all of these for you, for those of you that are interested in wardrobe. So it says Nanette Lepore, something pale tapestry, something. I'm deliberately doing that to annoy you. The sweater is Betsy Johnson. There's a whole bunch of black pumps by Charles Jordan. Do any of those names mean anything to any of you who are into fashion? So there you go. There's Patty. Again, I'll post this picture in full relaxation mode there. And that's what threw me for that photo, because I knew that she only wore this in the first scene. And I forget if somebody wrote that she wore that outfit in another episode, which would be interesting to see. Okay, Patty, I guess, was the last scene. Again, it's backwards as I'm reading it. And it's interesting the amount of detail they have to write underneath it. I won't attempt to read, but there seems to be a diagram in both the photo and on the sheet of paper underneath, which I will show. So I don't know if you guys can tell what that says, but I will post that photo. But when we have someone from wardrobe on, which I believe Mary Ellen will be on very soon. Ooh, I see I'm missing a lot of questions. So let's see. Marie, Doris Roberts, here we go. Doris with her brooch. I think of brioche, which is a nice Italian bread. Doris Roberts pictures. I will post that in her iconic tops. I'd like to find out where they found so many tops for her. So let me go through a few more from the wardrobe department. Peter Boyle, of course, Frank. There we go. Peter, you can see Doris next to him. Again, wardrobe department, that's Elizabeth Herring, who does script supervisor, going over lines with Peter. There's Peter perched in his chair, his favorite position, favorite simmer-looking outfit. Brad Garrett. Wow, a lot of wardrobe changes. Yeah, there's Brad Garrett after getting gored by the bull with his cane for the ceremony, the burning ceremony. There's Brad casual. Yes, adorable. The twins. There are the twins. There's Madeline Sweeten. And okay, here this also helped us identify that there are the twins dressed for the burning of the mortgage. There you go. I'll have to send that to Madeline. And of course, the Stipes. The Stipes, that's who Brad Garrett moved in with, Robert moved in with. I think that's Patty in the background potentially. And there I can see Jeremy Stevens, one of the writers, in the background. Did you guys enjoy the Stipes? And here is Mrs. Stipe. There we go. And that, again, the wardrobe script from Marie and Frank's new friend. And last but not least, Dom Irrera, who's actually was a headlining comedian, and we all knew him. I should say most of the stand-up comedians knew him. Steve Scrovan, Lou Schneider, etc. He played the son. But he was, I remember working with him, opening for him years prior in New York. A big-time, great guy, and a very funny guy, Dom Irrera. So there you go. The inside of Marie and Frank's new friends. All right. Let me rifle through a couple of questions here. Betty Johnson. Yes. Okay. Betty Johnson's a big name. Okay. I apologize for not knowing more about women's clothing. Yes, Ray was friends. He knew Dom Irrera. I don't know, if they were friends per se. But Dom Irrera, great guy. Was it hard to tell the twins apart? Yes, very, very hard. You recognize Mr. Stipe, but not sure from. You mean another show. So Donnell, she wore a similar outfit in the 10th anniversary, but it's not the same. Maybe same cardigan, but the dress is red and white print. Oh, interesting. I think, so when Mary Ellen comes on, we'll really answer a lot of questions about wardrobe. It'll be fantastic because I don't really know. All right, let me scroll up. There's nothing better than seeing the little details. Looking into the best show a bit deeper. Yes. Oh, you are welcome for doing. Yes, I very much enjoy sharing all of these stories from the show. And as I've said in the past, I wish that somebody was able to do this for I Love Lucy and all the other shows, because they really do become your family, these TV shows, and Rose Raymond. If you were, yes, Noah, if you owned it, you'd be honored to have my house on ELR. Now, if I did stop with Ray, who I don't know that he would want to, if we happen to be driving through there, you don't know. The owner might be like, yeah, I never saw the show and people just bother me. Or they might love the show. You will never know. I meet a lot of people who know every line from the show, and I meet a lot of people even in the show business, who have never seen the show. So I never assume. All right, scrolling back, couple of more questions. Yes, did they call Community Watch? Yeah. Well, I didn't look. I don't think that threatening with a camera walking around, but maybe they should have. Maybe the neighborhood would have been safer. All right. Awesome questions. Yes. I'm just scrolling through. Was there any, if you guys can, if you send me a screen grab of Robert's apartment, or if anybody has any clues to Robert's apartment, I'll see if I can track that down. I know in New York City, they have a Friends exhibit, and the Friends exterior apartment, which I haven't gone, I probably walked by without knowing it. People take pictures of that a lot. And then they have a Friends experience, like an entire thing that I think costs $40 to go through, which is very interesting, that it has that much going on around it. And everybody, I should have soon I will have the sample mugs that I will show you. And then we have a couple of special things coming out. that should be available for Christmas, which we're excited to share with you. Hold on. Let me, for those of you that haven't seen Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix, I think there's a new season coming out in October. And also a book. And I know there were some questions about the Italy episode also that people had. And I do want to do oh, look at this. Someone brought me some snacks. I do want to talk about our the love of cookies in the writer's room and the time that we had a cookie contest. Now, this was before I discovered all of these British snacks, which I find delicious. This, obviously, these people should get an award for Jammy Dodgers because they are unbelievably good. And the reason it's relevant is in the writer's room, you would do anything to keep from writing. And so a big contest about what is the best cookie did take place. And I will tell you the results when we do the cookie special. All right. Any final questions here? Was Amy's mother from another show before? Was Amy's mom from another show before? So Catherine Hellman, no, you're talking about Catherine Hellman is Patty's, is Debra's. Hold on, I got to do the math. So, yes, you would recognize Amy's mom from many, many shows, but the Mary Tyler Moore Show is the one that she is most known for, Georgia Engel. If that's what the question is, I hope I interpret that. Yes, Mary Tyler Moore Show. And she also, by the way, she was very much like her character in real life. She was really soft-spoken. She was a very sweet person. And Monica's real mother was also like very much like her. And if you look, I'm trying to remember the episode name, but it's where they go to see the author with the eye patch. Her mother, her real-life mother, is in that episode. She's watching from behind with a kind of look. I'll do an impression. There you go. She's looking askant at Debra and Ray. So that's Monica Horan, who played Amy. Her real mother was very much sounded soft-spoken like Georgia Engel, who played Amy's mother in the series. I hope you can all follow that. Yes, I would like to go. Any plans to go to the UK? I would love to go to the UK. I did a little thing there with Phil Rosenthal a while ago, and it was a blast, and I love going to the UK. It is awesome, obviously. I shouldn't say obviously for those of you that haven't done it. Have not visited the UK. And, of course, everybody is welcome to come here to Hollywood. I always knew that Brad played Grimm in The Mighty Ducks, but I just found out Dan Castellaneta was Earthworm. Yes, there you go. For a little bit of voiceover trivia. Voiceover trivia. All right. I believe I read that this episode was the last television appearance of the man who played Mr. Stipe, David Byrd. Oh, Donnell, that could very well be, although he was in very good shape. He didn't seem, we did have a few, people ask about Nemo, the guy that played the original Nemo, the actor. I forget, his last name is Perry. And he was not healthy. And that's, I know we wrote it into the story, but he was not healthy. And so he just could no longer do the show. But we built it into that. You had a huge crush on Patricia Heaton when you were a kid. Yes, probably not alone. Patricia Heaton, very talented. Yes, from there. Okay. These are all great questions. Let me answer a few more. Can we get Sherry Shepherd on? Yes, I will reach out to Sherry Shepherd. She was always fun to chat with. And the last time I saw her was backstage at The View. I think Ray was doing The View. And again, I apologize. I will learn more about women's clothing. I hope I didn't mispronounce anything. Speaking of Robert's, okay, Donnell, great. We'll close with this question. Speaking of Robert's apartment, I read that the interior is used for Niall's Shangri-La apartment on Frasier, and with a few changes, it looks like it was. That is an excellent question. I will see if somebody from set dressing or the other departments that are associated know the answer to that. But a lot of the sets are interchangeable. They go back into I want to be accurate in how I say this. There's a set dock where stuff is just, instead of breaking it down, it just goes back in, and then with the set dressing does an amazing job of making it look different. But people who are eagle-eyed can often catch any of the mistakes. Yeah. The pictures, yes, Paula. The pictures for Robert's wedding were in black and white. Phil asked me to shoot in black and white, so that's what I shot that day. It definitely has a more timeless look. Frank and Marie did have a garage, but it looks like the real house added a room above the garage. Oh, Donnell, excellent. I will go back and look at that. I think so. So when I drove up on it, first of all, it was very exciting to drive up on the house because they're very much alive to me, all of the characters. But it did feel, I was like, something seems a little bit different. All right. I will see you guys next week. We will have a guest next week, and we will talk more about all these details. I love reading your comments, and I really appreciate all of your input, helping me identify these photos, which would, I don't know if I would be able to track them down. All right. See you guys next week. Thank you so much. And don't forget, tell all of your friends to follow us on Instagram or Facebook. All right. Bye-bye.